So cute.
Hey you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor. The voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time. And SpongeBob SquarePants. Ah, meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned. My friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
And
And here we are. We are here on Indie Creator Spotlight, and for some reason my volume is a little off. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So, Patsy, how you going, sir?
I'm doing all right. You know, just hanging out here, you know, with a special guest.
Well,
And
we'll get to him last. We have a ton of people with us, and I'd love you to introduce them all. I'm going to go down in order, if you don't mind. I'll bring up the screen if you want to introduce who's here.
yeah, if you want to put up somebody on the screen and I'll introduce them. 'Cause I don't know what order you've got it in.
Okay.
We have, the star of The Other Side of Midnight. She is Leanne. She plays Ursula Grimsworth. And we are very happy to have you here, Leanne. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
This is going to be a good time. We have our editor, our film editor, Mr. Rigor himself. He's a super awesome guy, as you can tell from his shirt.
There you go. I can leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Which is a very good skill to have on a resume. We have our director of photography, Chris Esper, who is also the voice of the upcoming Will Mom. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that at another time.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And we have, for folks who are familiar with the Dorkening, you are familiar with Mr. Chris Denmead, who is also the puppet master for one of our counterparts here, Witon the Gargoyle.
Hi.
Well, long time no see, Chris.
Yeah, Leo. What's up? Been a few years.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, we are joined by, this is the first time we've had a puppet on the show. We are joined by Mr. Wilmouse the Darkling. Hey, Greg. Great to be here. Really appreciate it. I don't know how this headset is working.
Well, thank you for that, Patsy. We got a full house. This is going to be a fun show, and this is for The Other Side of Midnight. Who would like to tell what that is about?
Well, let's go with Leanne.
Let's go with Leanne with that one. Yeah.
The Other Side of Midnight is a creature feature that takes place in a town called Demonshire, which disappeared off the maps in the 1970s. And we're broadcasting out from our studio to the current times. And we're trying to share with them from Demonshire our favorite classic horror and sci-fi movies. And we have a lot of fun in the process. It's a fun show to watch.
Awesome. And when are you looking to launch The Other Side of Midnight?
In March. Should be March. We're streaming on a streaming service that's going to be new to New England called Pivott streaming.
Okay.
So Pivott launches in March, and that should coincide perfectly with our timeline for when we wrap.
And it says, so Pivot's going to be available on Roku, Xbox, Sony PlayStation, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and more?
Correct. You took the words right out of my mouth.
It is currently available on Android. I was able to download the Pivot app.
Very cool.
So, did you want me to explain who Ursula Grimsworth is and who the puppets are?
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Ursula Grimsworth grew up with these puppets, and they got separated, and they're called Darklings in Demonshire, and one of them is a gargoyle, and the other one's a brown furry monster. And that's Wilmouse, who's on the show with us today.
Guess which one I am.
And we're like childhood friends who got separated for whatever reason. And we've come back together to show our favorite movies. And that's who the stars of this show are. That makes sense?
It does. What are some of the movies you're going to be starting with? Or is that like top secret?
The movies
Yeah,
based on the show.
Well, you said you're going to be talking about your favorite movies on the show.
Oh. So we'll be showing House on Haunted Hill, the Grindhouse classic, The Terror.
The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Yep. What else?
Little Shep of Rose.
Gamera. I always call it Gamera.
Gamera. Yep.
Gamera. Godzilla turtle.
And then 2 other movies that are kind of like Gamera, but they have different names in the United States due to copyright reasons. It's a whole complicated mess we will completely make fun of and have joys trying to discuss with the audience.
Yeah. And you know, the screaming skull about the husband who wants to drive his wife insane. So he does, what does he do, Chris?
He gaslights her.
He gaslights her for an entire movie. It's hilarious.
He makes her go nuts by having a skull appear that only she sees. And then she's like, there was a skull. He's like, you're crazy. There's no skull. But I swear there was a skull and it was screaming. He's like, whatever. But he's doing it. He's the one causing her insanity.
It's a
because, you know, love and insurance.
Yeah. So we have some fun movies.
Nosferatu.
Yep.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
House on Haunted Hill.
Yep.
and even Night of the Living Dead, I think too.
Yeah.
Carnival of Souls.
Carnival of Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the
The
email.
Werewolf of Washington D.C.
Oh yeah.
I think Wilmouse has a question.
Oh.
Now, will I understand what's going on in Nosferatu if I haven't seen Nosferatu 1?
Hold up.
That's awesome. That is so good.
You know, off air, Wilmouse told me a really good joke. Wilmouse, do you want to tell your joke? I'd love to. Why did the Muppet cross the road?
Why?
Because he felt like it.
Oh.
Very nice.
Well, Wilmouse, I appreciate your sense of humor. Like, you and I have a very similar sense of humor.
I believe that is yeah, it's I get that feeling.
Very similar eyebrows as well. At least according to my wife.
PJ, how did you like playing a puppeteer? Like, how did you like playing Wilmouse, and what did it feel like for you?
Well, it was fun. I think the first challenge was to come up with what the voice was going to sound like, based on. Oh, he's an attention hog too. Based on what he looked like, I wanted to come up with a good voice, and my sister-in-law said that he looks like a combination of Alf and Oscar the Grouch, which I can totally see. So I wanted to come up with, like, you know, a dry humor combined with kind of like the gravelly voice of Oscar, but without destroying my vocal cords.
Mm-hmm.
I will say one of the hardest parts as a near 40-year-old out of shape man who weighs nearly 300 pounds, sitting cross-legged on the floor with your arm up in the air, might be one of the most difficult. I felt like I just got back from an intense session at the gym when I woke up this morning.
This is why I suggested to Joe we need to hire PAs to hold our arms up.
Oh my god. Maybe we can get you like some kind of, like, you know, a box even to just kind of sit on, like put your arm rest on.
Just something to rest my arm on, like, you know, like right now I've got my arm you know, resting on the side of my chair.
We'll figure it out. Nobody
And they
wants
say
to
that
figure it
puppeteers often have back issues, especially like the guys who did the Muppet Show back in the day. Really
out. Yeah.
had a lot of issues.
Well, you know, one of the things that Frank Oz always said was, if you're comfortable, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So
Yeah, I found one of the biggest challenges was keeping my arm up high enough. So, like, you'll see a lot of, like, Wilmouse being a little short, but, like, will pop up on occasion.
you got it.
Can you get like an arm brace or something, or
Like, I could probably get, like, a sling. I have a sling somewhere from when I destroyed my rotator cuff, which is why I'm using my other arm. But
You know what you can do is next time the Token Dead guys are down in New York, you can see if they can ask Bill some questions for you. Bill
I know what
Dunn.
else the Token Dead guys could do for me as well.
Yeah, that too. But they're doing a lot of work with Bill Diamond, as you know, is another puppeteer. That's just amazing. So, yeah, maybe see if you can get some inside information there to help you out.
Get a guitar stand. Get a guitar stand to rest your arm on.
That's a good idea. My biggest thing was also keeping my giant head out of the shots all the time.
I was gonna say that's hard too, because you're like this.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be so uncomfortable after a while, being like.
Because you're naturally inclined to kind of want to watch what your arm is doing and like look at the people around you.
Yeah.
But we have that nice little monitor that's underneath. So I don't know, Chris, what did you think? When you were doing it, because you were down there as well with Wilton.
I just went to someplace else in my head.
Awesome.
No, I mean I can lean. I mean, I honestly, I 100%. It sounds so stupid, but I completely forget I have another arm that I could stick the puppet on and just stick him up there. But I'm doing it with my dominant hand, which is my right hand. So I feel like if I did it with my left, it wouldn't work as well. And then I was trying to remember how to coordinate, like reading through a script and controlling the hand and the arm at the same time, trying to multitask. And then I forgot I also have some feet, so I could stick my foot in the puppet and use my toes to work it. And that way my hands can control his arm and the script at the same time. So maybe I'll try that next week.
That's a great idea.
So how did you all get together to make this happen?
I asked everybody to be on it and work with me.
With force.
So no, the way that we came together is obviously like we know each other through networking and working on other projects together. But the person who created the show is Joe Lemieux.
Where is Joe?
I don't know. He might be still working. I know sometimes he doesn't get home till 7:30. I have no idea. I'm sure he'll pop on. But Joe is the creator of the show, and he hired me to be the host, and then everybody just kind of like powwowed and networked, and we found each other, and it's like magic. It's like magic.
Yeah, Joe and I go way back. I helped him. I edited his first film, The Creeping Paralysis, a long time ago, probably early 2000s. And he just basically, he knew that I had been a horror host in the past, and he called me up, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago. I was like, hey, I got this project I'm doing. I want you to, join us on it. It's a horror hosting gig. And that was it. It was just, I was sold. Like, as soon as he said horror host, forget it. I was there.
Yeah, I've known Joe for a few years. We were working on a project last year before, along with Mike Neal, before COVID kind of ruined everything. But hopefully we'll get to work back again with each other. And I was just kind of like operating on the periphery until Leanne messaged me a couple of weeks ago and like, hey, can you hold your arm up? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. She goes, good, you're a puppet.
That was not the criteria. No, I think I asked you if you had any interest in being a puppeteer, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, as a matter of fact, I was just thinking about getting into voice acting, and I was like, then I probably did say, can you hold your arm up for a long time? But at least we had like a little bit of a conversation. And I was like, oh, yeah, I couldn't wait to hear your voice that you came up with because I knew you were into that.
Yeah, I had been doing some, the only other stuff I'd been doing for voiceover recently is some industrial machinery videos, which is not nearly the same as doing this.
Chris,
well, you've been doing some promos.
Yes.
You have directed puppets before, is that right? Or
Yeah.
What do you think about what we're doing with the puppets, and how does it look to you?
So so I've been like a big, Muppet fan, long time, probably since I was a kid, and I have a friend who created a web show, and he brought me on as a director, and I started directing that show. And that show was all puppets, and so that was sort of my first opportunity to do that, and that was all green screen. It was all very complex. So, I mean, doing this where there's no green screen, obviously there's a lot of ease for that. But yeah, I mean, anytime I get the opportunity to be part of something that incorporates puppetry, it's fun. It's like, I think it's a lost art form.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's coming back though. I see like a wave of puppet co-stars coming out.
Right.
With Michelle Obama's cooking show.
Yeah.
And then there was another puppet show too that I saw. So that's why I'm glad we're already on it.
Mm. Yeah, and as far as
Disney Plus brought back the Muppets last year.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, say again. What's up?
Oh, Disney Plus brought back Muppets. No, Muppets Now. It's called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's done like this. It's done like on Zoom calls and stuff like that for fun and gags. But they also did like a hilarious like cooking show with like a live actor joining the Swedish chef in a cook-off, and it was like a disaster. They've been doing the puppet thing once again after letting the last Muppet show kind of settle down after it was canceled due to it not being great for the beginning of it, and then towards the end it was good. The one that was on ABC.
Yeah.
And the original Muppet Show is coming. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The original Muppet Show is coming back to Disney Plus, I think, next month.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep. All five seasons.
The one from the 70s.
Yeah.
All five
seasons. So you got the rights to. Okay, I know. I had read they were waiting on the rights to it because that wasn't put out originally by ABC. So it was sort of like an acquisition library. It was from another studio. They had to wait for the.
So, just a little side note about our puppets. They were custom made by a puppeteer, a puppet maker named Amanda Gibson. And she literally sketched out, I don't even know how many. I want to say there was like 20 or 30 different prototypes for these two characters. And Joe and I handpicked them, and then she handmade them. They're completely original. We chose the fur colors, what the fur was made of. So props to Amanda Gibson. She's so talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how handsome I am.
Look how handsome he is.
My fur is silky smooth due to a leave-in conditioner. I barely have any parasites. And the ones I do have, well, they're delicious with ranch.
That's awesome.
And where's Wilton? Where is he?
Oh, he's at Joe's house.
Ah.
You know what? I can see that Joe is on Messenger right now because
Yeah.
it pops up the notification.
Yeah, I just sent him the link.
Screen and remind him to come here right now.
Yeah,
Chris.
All right.
Chris, Joe wanted me to
One
bring
sec.
Wilton home with me, and I was like, I'm not gonna be responsible if something happens to that thing.
Yeah.
After he told me before everyone arrived how much each puppet cost, I was like, I'm not taking that home.
Just out of curiosity, how much can you share that? How much each puppet costs?
I don't know. I mean, I asked him about putting that into the IMDb information, but I mean, he's gonna come on. You could ask him yourself.
Yeah, that's a question for Joe and Leanne.
What was the question? He's coming on right now.
Awesome.
The question was how much each puppet costs.
How much they cost?
Yeah.
To produce.
100,000 each.
What?
Oh wow.
That seems low.
It seems a lot more than the Hasbro Labs Cookie Monster puppet that you can get for $500.
No, I can't quote a price live. You'll have to contact Amanda Gibson for that info.
I knew the puppets had a good union.
Every puppet's different.
Exactly. Every customer is different. Every puppet, we're all unique. But she's amazing.
Cheers.
Well, obviously.
So,
I mean,
and Matt, speaking of puppets, making puppets is a lost art form too.
Yes.
Well, like you said, with the shows coming back, hopefully we'll start seeing a lot more than that. I've been seeing some web shows as well with puppets, and you're totally right. It is a lost art form.
Yeah, I'm so excited to bring it to people.
Yeah. And it seems like Wilmouse is excited as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always excited to talk about me. I think everyone should be.
It's true.
Oh, Wilmouse.
Hey, Joe.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, gang?
Welcome, Joe.
Hello.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
We were just talking about your $100,000 commitment to each puppet.
He doesn't understand you're out
what?
of context. Hey, Joe. Joe, I told
Yes.
him we paid $100,000 each for the puppets because I don't want to quote Amanda. Let her quote her own puppets. Right. Yes. Yes.
That's a yes, I think.
Ashes was very excited to meet Wilmouse yesterday.
Okay, that was for me. I'm easy.
I keep almost calling him Millhouse. But she said that they had a slumber party. We had wine and watched Willy's Wonderland. We drove home last night. We stopped at Arby's. I got him a couple of beef and cheddars. Like, he was very excited.
He's only 30 years old. He shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah, he's 300. He still lives at home.
When it's
I'm
Matt.
drinking now.
I miss Arby's.
So, Joe, what is your role in everything here?
Everything.
Puppet master.
Writer, director, producer. Majority of the idea came from me, like the idea of doing a creature feature. Like, I always wanted to do a creature feature. Look at where stupid hat. Yeah, I've always wanted to do a creature feature for as long as I can remember as a kid. So, but
What are some of your favorites from when you were a kid?
creature level feature, channel 56. Yeah.
Wait, was
Mom would clean the house and sit me in front of the TV and watch horror movies, and now she's probably regretting it to this day.
Channel 56, was that, what was it? WGBH? Is that Boston?
No, LVI.
That was the WB.
LVI, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is literally
Right.
56 in Roman numerals.
Right.
Oh. Am I the only one who didn't know that? I did not know that.
I don't think anybody really thinks about it.
Probably.
I thought my camera's very right here. Hold on.
We didn't really have a horror host per se in the Boston area. There was a character called Feep back in the 60s, but mainly Creature Double Feature was just a voiceover at the beginning and in between the two films. And with, creepy music, and he would be like, and now we're going to watch Gamera from outer space, that kind of thing. So it wasn't until, at least for me, it wasn't until around 85. 85, Creature Double Feature was canceled, so they syndicated a show called Son of Svengoolie, which is who we now know today as Svengoolie on MeTV. He had taken on the mantle from the previous guy that was Svengoolie, became Son of Svengoolie, did that for quite a few decades, and then decided, I guess I'm old enough to not be Son of anymore, and so he's pretty much one of the last few main horror hosts, like syndicated across the country, that we have. But there's a lot everywhere. cropping up on streaming services and stuff. And I think it's a good little market for us to get into because we all have a passion for horror movies and horror hosts. So I think that's good.
So Svengoolie Svengoolie's been around for so long. He was in I think it was either last year or the year before. He popped up in a bunch of ads in DC Comics, teaming up with different members of the Justice League.
That's right.
As the anniversary for him being on the air for so long. I thought that was pretty honorable that he got to be like running around and dealing with like the Joker shenanigans, and then he was in Metropolis. And Superman come by. He's like, Svengoolie, what are you doing here?
Thanks.
But I do remember in the early '90s there was something called Creeper Classics coming from Channel 68. I didn't know where it came from, but
I
remember when me and my friends were out drinking underage in some like golf course. I thought about the times. It's like I didn't get home and watch Creeper Classics. So I ended up walking on the underage drinking so I could go watch Creeper Classics. So.
And they had a lot. I mean, we were lucky with cable because we got Joe Bob Briggs's Monster Vision on TNT. You had Commander USA on the USA Network. You had what's his name? I can't think of his name. Bruce Stern. Dana Hersey. Bruce Stern had a show called The Lost Drive-In. I used to come home at 2 a.m. on a Friday night and catch that on the Speed. It was on the Speed channel of all things, and he was hosting from a drive-in. So there were a lot out there that we could kind of see, and if I had the wherewithal, I would have recorded them all.
Didn't also Guilford Godfrey have a show?
Gilbert Godfrey was on Up All Night on USA.
Yeah, USA.
Really?
Yeah.
With Wanda
Shear.
Wanda Shear, yeah.
Yep.
She
I can't even imagine that.
She just wrote a book about that.
I remember watching that. And Elvira, of course. We all grew up with her in syndication. She was on Channel 68 in Boston.
Elvira has a book coming out this year for her for the 40th anniversary of her creation.
Yep.
I was going to say, I used to watch Joe Bob Briggs.
What does Wilmouse think of this whole podcast?
Well, I think there's a lot of good stuff that, being 300 years old, I've gotten to watch a lot of TV. And, I think that The Other Side of Midnight is probably my favorite. I may be biased, but it is what it is.
It's an understandable bias, all things considered.
I think Wilmouse's mom is calling.
I concur.
Yes, she is.
She's calling.
We have Angela Deacon in the house, and I want to remind everybody On the Other Side of Midnight is coming to Pivott. Yeah, I had the wrong box open. And that's going to be available on Roku, Xbox, Sony PlayStation, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and so much more. And
Pivott.
Does anyone, whenever you hear Pivot, does everyone think of that episode of Friends where they're trying to move the couch and Ross is screaming, Pivot! Pivot!
I was going to say that. Pivot!
And then Chandler's just like, all right.
I've never watched Friends.
Yeah, same here.
Friends was good.
If you have HBO Max, it's all on there. That was one of the most expensive things they bought for HBO Max was Friends.
Wow.
Because they were like, nope, Netflix can't have it anymore. They've already spent $14 million to keep it for 5 years. Now we're going to spend $14 million for Friends.
Ashes wants to know, does Millhouse, you got me saying it now, Wilmouse have any plans to move out of his mom's basement?
Well, if I can find someone to do my laundry and make meatloaf, then perhaps someday. I will tell you this, ladies. I'm available. Here's some of that graphic nudity we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Oh, yeah.
Inappropriate, Wilmouse.
Wilmouse, your laundry's done.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
Give me a minute, Ma. I'm on TV.
Come get your meatloaf.
It better be a dry end piece.
You got a letter.
Which letter?
It's fan mail.
It's fan mail.
Oh, I thought you meant like J.
Oh my God, so good.
Wilmouse is such a weirdo.
Colleen
Oh.
says, "I happen to make a fantastic meatloaf."
It's not as good as mine. God damn it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Wilmouse does enjoy a good meatloaf. He doesn't even care what kind of
What do
meat
you
it
expect
is.
What do you expect that someone comes out of Demonshire?
Huh? I will do
What do you
your
expect
laundry.
with someone who comes out of
Put a watch on.
Demonshire?
Yeah, Angeline is she joins us almost every show. She's from overseas, over in the UK.
That's cool.
Whoa!
It's extremely late
Hello.
right now.
Right.
Put a watch on.
Yeah. You know, obviously we all know, and a lot of people are going to say, you know, obviously it's not, but it is. With cable dying, and you know, the streaming is really where the future's at.
Yeah.
With Pivot, you know, is it Pivot just horror? Is it just everything? What is Pivot?
Well, it's trying to be like, it's based off of producers from New England channel news channels who moved on to make their own streaming service. So they want to give competition to everything that's already out there, but give creators the opportunity to put their stuff out there and have 100% control over the product. So
It's freaking awesome.
like, they would make 45% and gross, and or whatever, 45%. We would make 55%.
And this is the second program the second streaming service to be called Pivot, right?
Yes. Yep. They have other shows, a lot of sports shows going on. Like me and Leanne Prian doing a woodworking show, like This Old House type show.
Yeah, the
for
guy,
them.
Brian McGrath, who's making our new puppet stand, he's an incredible carpenter and woodworker, and he is going to have his own show on the Dream Apex channel, which is the same channel that will air The Other Side of Midnight. So that channel will also show, what is the name of his show? Woodworking. What is the name of the show?
Let's talk woodshop.
Let's talk
woodshop.
And it's Brian McGrath, and he's the one who's making our puppet stand, our new one. That will not make the puppeteers any more comfortable, probably, but it'll look cooler.
I thought we made the puppet stand.
But we'll look great.
So yeah. So what it is on Pivot, the production company that is the umbrella that includes The Other Side of Midnight is called Dream Apex Productions, and they'll have their own channel on Pivot, and they'll air all their own content. Yeah. One of them being The Other Side of Midnight, the other one's the woodworking show, and there'll be movies and whatever they want to put out there. They'll have their own channel to stream on.
Cool.
Very cool. And it sounds like
Wilmouse is excited.
He's so excited. Does he miss his buddy?
Well, not really, because as we discussed, he throws rocks at
stones
me.
at you.
he's convinced the villagers to do the same. I do not like rocks being thrown at me. They are not delicious. But I did come up with a theme song for our new streaming service. When a TV problem comes along, turn to Pivot. That's all I've got so far.
Angelina says, I'm buying that puppet a ticket and keeping him so cute. That brings up a great question. Is there going to be merchandising for your show?
We've discussed it. We've discussed it because it's such a cute idea. And I mean, the puppets are so cute. They would immediately make good merch, especially if they were stuffed animals or like knitted. We've tossed around the idea. We've searched it a little. It's a great idea.
Can there be a Wilmom voice box?
Oh my god! This is why I want Amanda to sketch Wilmom, because if he's cute enough, we have to make one of those.
It probably make me behave myself.
Exactly.
But I have a friend in Toronto who does these dolls, and she maybe will make some dolls for both the characters. And Leanne being a character herself.
It would be so cute to see a little Ursula with like the white stripe.
Yes. I am not a doll. I would be an action figure. I am, however, very keen on the ideas of merch. I would like a baby tee. You know, a little crop top tied at the waist here. Yeah, that'd be
so
sexy.
Cute. That would be.
But it would be great.
Mesh.
Yeah, you could have
this thing.
Wilmouse the T-shirt, Wilmouse the action figure, Wilmouse the lunchbox. It would be great. Wilmouse the flamethrower.
Kids love it.
Joe, do you have the other puppet with you?
Hold on a second.
All right, Joe's gonna get the other puppet.
Cool.
I don't think we really need him. I think this is a one puppet show.
Wilmouse also hates. Wilmouse also hates knives.
I'm not a fan. Yeah, those. No, I don't like when people slowly approach me with a stabbing implement. That's kind of low on my list of things that I enjoy. It's right up there with a colonoscopy. Hey, there's Wilton.
There
Joe,
he
your
is.
camera's freezing up. Oh.
Wait, is that him? There he is.
Hey, what's?
Chris, do you want to voice Wilton?
Hey, what?
I would not be able to do it on camera live like this. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Unacceptable.
It's up to you, bruh.
What the hell?
Wilmouse has a question again. I'll do his voice. Hey, look at me. I'm a big dumb gargoyle, and I like to eat bugs. That was a spot-on impression.
That's about right.
Too funny.
Angelina says, need some action in my life. Haha. And Ashton says, stuffed animals, shut up and take my money.
Right?
Okay. All right. I'll attempt to do it. I have a really, really, really terrible headache right now, so I will attempt to do it. You furry little bastard! You'd be lucky if I don't come after you with a lawnmower the next time we meet and give you a haircut.
Awesome.
Nice. Who is Wilton's voice in
Sorry, I
Sci-Fi?
wasn't prepared.
Wait a minute, I have a question. You think you can scare me with a lawnmower? I shave with a helicopter.
What is this, a foreign film?
What was your question, Leanne?
What was the inspiration for Wilton's voice?
Well, originally it was supposed to be Tony Randall, but that was just not working out whatsoever. And then I just, after watching several of the, what was I watching? Oh, I just got done watching The Green Room and Star Trek First Contact, and then I started rewatching a bunch of Family Guy or American Dad episodes Patrick Stewart was in, and decided to do a really bad impersonation of Patrick Stewart. I thought Patrick's was when he said Oscar the Grouch. I thought it was what's the name of the dog on Muppets? Ralph the dog. Yeah, Ralph the dog. But that also might have clicked in my head because the puppet's brown as well. But I decided to do just a really, really bad Patrick Stewart impersonation. Because I don't have a British accent, it's not very easy to do.
But we also said it was,
It's uppity sounding. You sound like you think you're better than
I think
everyone else.
you also mentioned it was maybe the brain gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Right, which is Tony Randall as well. But
Right.
I couldn't get that down enough to want to attempt to try and do it.
We have
Wilmouse does a pretty good British accent.
Mhm.
It's true.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
Hello. I like crumpets. Kind of like garbage today. Eels and beans. Angelina, I'll take you up on that. Do my wash, and I'll allow you to teach me an accent.
Jeff says, "Oh, no puppets. I'm surrounded by them." And he's with.
You should be so lucky.
So one of the things that really helped to just kind of continue doing the voice, besides like listening to Stewart do, funny things on camera, or just listen to lines of his and clips from YouTube or TNG episodes that are on Netflix. I have next to me the William Shakespeare's Star Wars trilogy books, which are hilarious to begin with. So then I tried reading them out loud, certain lines from here in the in the way that Patrick Stewart would do it, such as like, "'Twas tough torture, unlike have I know, for and never any questions did they ask. Instead, they silent mouthed and darting eyes. They fixed me solidly unto a seat. They lowered me unto mechanism. For 'twas thy searing heat thy racked from skin to bone and back. Then sparks flew out upon my chest and neck and face, such fire as though 100 blastards spread."
Wake up! Oh, sorry. I heard Shakespeare and you lost me. That guy still owes me $40.
It's Shakespeare. It's Star Wars read in old Shakespeare.
That's awesome.
That was awesome.
And Aaron Herzog says, "This is awesome. Thanks for watching, Aaron. Make sure you tune in. We do this show every Monday at 8 p.m. And also make sure you tune into The Other Side of Midnight, coming to Pivot in March. Can't wait.
Unfortunately, we don't always have Wilmouse on, but maybe we could get him to call in on occasion.
Yeah, there you go.
Depends on what his fee is.
I thought his fee was just laundry and meatloaf.
That's it. Yeah.
No, that's if you want him to move in with you.
Oh, okay.
And now apparently, Angela's upped the ante by teaching accents.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, she said that's awful.
Yeah, the accent wasn't the great.
Fair.
Now watch like an ass as I go to work. Now watch like an ass as I go to work.
Oh, it's almost 2 a.m. Wow. Well, thank you for staying up and watching. I hope we're entertaining you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Angelina's awesome. She shows up just about for every show that we do live here.
Cool.
Wilmouse
I
showing
gotta,
his appreciation.
I got a jet.
So since you need to head on out, Chris,
Like a private jet?
I wish. Good God. We could film one of the episodes there. We would do it like, we would have like the private jet like Tony Stark has.
Yeah.
That would work.
So where do you like people following you, Chris?
What's that thing I do with you tomorrow night?
We do splash pages every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And you have your Spectacular Spider Cast. Is that the name of it? Is Spectacular?
The Spectacular Spider-Man podcast, Sal Buscema era. And then tomorrow night we are discussing, I think, Secret Wars, issues 1 through 6, and Spectacular Spider-Man 141 with the Punisher guest starring.
Yes.
If you go over to the other show I do with Ro on the Dorkening Network, we just returned. Ro came back to the show after some time off, and we just posted Kiss of the Vampire, a 1960s Hammer horror movie, which is pretty awesome and standalone. One of the standalone vampire movies Hammer has.
Very cool. And actually, your show, did you just upload an episode?
Yeah, on Valentine's Day.
Okay. I believe that's going to be showing tomorrow morning on Hellfire Radio.
Sweet. Then we got Mummy movies. We're doing all the Mummy movies coming up soon that Hammer did. So, but the Spectacular show is new. The Hammer show has been on for a year, and then your Splash Pages is just restarted. You just said, right?
Yep. Yeah, and having a blast.
That Secret Wars is going to be great. I'm glad we're doing 2 episodes of that. I have so many notes about Secret Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed getting what was it, issue 8 signed at Terrificon, but I ended up getting a poster signed of the cover from the artist.
Is that the
that's the black
quasi first appearance or origin of the black costume?
Yeah, it's the one with it's a reddish cover with actually you can see it right above my head right there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They've retconned that origin now so many times. It's like, what's the origin? It pops out of a machine, but then like later on it's a symbiote god from space named Null, and it's a whole thing. We'll get into it tomorrow.
And
No,
then
we'll
you
get
get
into it the next
Venom
episode.
movie. What's that?
I said we'll get into it. We won't actually get into Venom next week. Tomorrow we'll get into him next week.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Cool beans. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris.
Bye. See you everybody on Sunday.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Leo, I actually have to get going too. I got another show I'm doing in about 5 minutes.
Sounds good. And where do you like people interacting with you?
Well, I have 2 shows. Then is Now podcast, where we try to expose young people to all the cool stuff that they missed out on. And then Patsy and I do a show called The East Meets the West, in which we discuss spaghetti Western movies and Shaw Brothers films. And they can both be found on all the podcasting apps, but you can also find them on our website, havenpodcasts.com. That's plural, havenpodcasts.com.
Awesome.
And the Dorkening.
And the Dorkening, of course.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll make sure we get that information in the show notes as well for you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to meet you all finally in person.
Hi.
Hey, Roger.
Nice to meet
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Or
Roger.
Roger.
See, the Rigor threw me off. I didn't realize that was Roger Froylan.
Yeah, he always goes as Rigor when he does his podcast. So Wilmouse just goes by Wilmo.
Well, we have a couple minutes left. Passy, did you have any other questions or comments or anything?
Yeah, Joe, you've been doing this for a while, and Chris, you've been doing this for a while, and Leanne, you've got experience doing lots of different stuff. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you guys for inviting me on and letting me be a part of this journey with you, because this has been a lot of fun.
It is such a pleasure to
Yeah.
have you on board with us, and your passion for this project it fuels my inspiration. I'm sure everybody feels that way. You're awesome to have on board. We're all really excited.
Well, that means a lot.
Mm-hmm. Many more fun times to come.
Oh yeah, we have a bit of a tight schedule if we're launching in March, but I think we can get it done.
I do too.
The comment my wife just put up.
We can do this, right, guys?
Asha said, thank you for getting Patrick out of the house. And Angelina says, do you all do signed photos at Hellfire? I'm doing a wall in my dining room of artists I follow that have a few there already.
Huh. What is that?
Oh, so we're also broadcasting on Hellfire Radio. So the Dorkening Podcast Network, I have a partnership with Hellfire, so all our live shows are also on Hellfire. So I think she's asking, are you guys doing signed photos?
I'm sure we could.
Yeah.
We definitely could.
Wilmouse would like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wilmouse, is that something you'd want to do?
That's so cool, PJ. You'd sign his photos. That's adorable. Yeah. Yeah, we had.
I think Wilmouse is waiting for the spotlight to be on him before he starts talking.
Prepared for that question.
Oh yeah, I would love to do glossy 8x10s or furry 8x10.
Yeah, but
I won't even charge that much.
You don't have my permission, Wilmouse.
That's
I can do what I want, Mother. I'm 300 years old.
You're under my roof.
She has a point.
Not for long. I'm going to end up with Angelina, and she's going to teach me how to be British. I'll have bangers and mash instead of meatloaf. What do you think about that?
Uh-oh. Now you
Come up here and do your chores.
No! I'm on TV, Ma!
I said do your chores.
Oh my God.
I already cleaned up my room.
We'll clean again.
Aw.
I'll take out the trash, by which I mean you.
Oh.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to get grounded.
You're gonna get the belt.
You're grounded.
Damn it. Oh, I hope she didn't hear me swear.
I heard that.
Crap.
Don't let me come down there.
Don't make me come up there. Yeah, that'll teach her.
Angelina says, message me and I will buy you.
I am not for sale.
He's priced.
Yes, he is.
Quiet, Ma! Just because I owe you 300 years of back rent, and you insist I pay you retroactively for the food that I ate as a child, doesn't mean you can sell me.
And for anyone who's wondering, that voice comes from Throwdown from the train.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, yeah.
Mama Fratelli.
Mama Fratelli, that's it. Yeah. That wasn't even supposed to happen. It just sort of happened on the fly as I was filming.
Yeah, but at least this time it was being recorded.
Yes.
And she was also Goonies, right?
Yeah, she was.
Mama Fratelli from the Goonies.
Fratelli, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Goonies.
Yeah.
And she got killed by a robot in
Deadly Friend.
Yes. The robot threw the basketball and shattered her head like a vase.
That's right.
That had to hurt.
Sharon Blue says, LOL, so funny. You remind me of Alf.
Well, if you had caught the beginning of the show, you would know that I have been described as a cross between Alf and Oscar the Grouch.
That
with the eyebrows of Hayes Dakota.
Yep. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah. He's got the big eyes. He doesn't have the long snout, though.
No, right. He has the flat.
He's got a little bit of a snout, but not very
The
long.
ears are different. I can see the comparison, though, between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he takes it as a compliment.
He should.
Yeah, I think it. I'm a huge fan of Gordon Shumway. He's a very funny guy. However, I don't eat cats. I think they're delightful, but not delicious. Cats are friends, not food.
Side by side. Let's see this.
Oh my God! Side by
What?
side.
Nice.
Side by side comparison here.
Can you
Shit,
do
I
it?
don't know.
No, you don't
He's
have
got way beadier eyes than me.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
Oh, actually, hold on a second.
Shit.
Hi, Leo.
I wonder what he's going to get.
Might be going to get an Alf puppet.
I know.
I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled something like that out of there.
He might have his
Or
own.
take a leak. Where's going to take a leak?
I totally forgot I had this.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, we were right.
That is
Oh,
so
jeez.
cool.
Yeah, this is original to the 80s.
Where was Alf from?
Melmac.
Melmac.
Malmac.
Melmac.
That's
And his girlfriend was named Rhonda.
That's right. Actually, it's funny you say
It's
that.
also not-
Every episode of Alf was named after a song, like the titles of it.
what?
Oh yeah.
I never knew.
Oh,
that.
Sharon, welcome to the group.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Sharon. Did you watch the cartoon?
And
as well?
Yeah, it
his
took
name
place
is
on
Gordon
Melmac.
Shumway. Gordon
Yep,
Shumway.
Gordon Shumway. Do you remember what his name was when he had amnesia and he thought he was an insurance salesman?
I forgot. I just oh.
Wayne
What was it?
Schlegel.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of my 9 million pieces of ridiculous information that I have stuck in my head.
And ALF stands for alien life form, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
I remember one of my favorite Alf lines, like he had run away and Willie found him and he was at like this farm and there was a cow there. He goes, "Oh, I named this cow after your wife." "Oh, you named it Kate?" "No, Bossy."
Oh,
But
that's wrong, but right.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon says I'm an 80s kid, so I watched as well.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, same here.
It's makes me feel old and sad because you hear kids today refer to the 80s and 90s as the late 1900s.
So true.
That is hilarious.
You weren't around in the 80s, were you, Patsy?
I'm going to be 40 in a few weeks.
I wasn't around in the 80s. I'm a 90s baby.
My brother likes
I'll
to
be
say,
50.
"Oh, yeah, I remember the 80s." It's like, yeah, you were born September 15th, 1989. How much of the 80s
Okay,
do you remember?
see, I was born in November of '89, so I just barely made it.
Yeah. You're a 90s.
I'll be 53 this August.
Well, you don't look it, Joe.
Stop it. All right, continue.
89, I was in high school.
Oh,
November 82, Angelina. I'm
I
born
was
in-
my fake IDs in '89. I got fake ID once in Roxbury. My friends, we got all Irish names because we're going to Irish bars on Dart Ave, and I asked my Italian cousin to help me spell O'Reilly, and it came out O'Reilly. So my name on the fake ID was Joe O'Reilly, and it worked.
Oh, I think Wilmouse has a
Long
question
before
for Angelina. Now, you say you're 41, but that's with the metric system. How old are you in United States years? Why are you laughing? Don't laugh at me, Leo.
That's my job.
Oh, all right.
And it's very rare that I can do it. Well, not so rare. You're pretty funny, but
No, you're funny a lot.
funny looking. I know that.
Funny how? Like a clown? Like
Yeah,
she's
how am
here
I
to
funny?
amuse us?
Like I'm a cry, amuse you, and make you laugh.
Wilmouse has something in his eye. Oh, it's his
You're
finger.
very Dracula. Dracularity? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. It's a MASH reference, sorry.
Well, MASH is a good show.
Yeah, it is.
I enjoy MASH, especially their potatoes. Why is everyone always laughing at me?
You're a funny guy.
Making salient points here.
We're laughing not at you, but with you.
Oh, okay. I don't remember laughing, though.
So before we wrap things up here, I want to remind everybody we're talking about The Other Side of Midnight, and it comes out in March. It's a classic horror and sci-fi creature feature, and it's available on Pivott, which is available on Roku, Xbox, Sony PlayStation, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and more. Now, is Pivot is it a paid service? Is it a free service? What's the information on that?
It's like a package service. Like when it's out there, it's like part of a package. Like when people want to rent a package, it's part of it. So
okay,
but that's what I know of it so far. So
yeah, I know. There's what's the service that's ad based? I know IMDb is free.
Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi. Yeah, and that's free, but it's all ad based. And Angelina says, I changed my birth certificate when I was 14 with a blue biro pen to buy alcohol from the shop. They served me. My mom went mad because we were going to France next week.
that's hardcore.
Yeah.
You're very punk rock.
Leanne's got the Yule log background from Netflix going.
They took those off.
Apparently not. Leanne's got one.
I know.
Guys, I have to get going.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're right around that time, anyways. So
yeah, we'll wrap things up. So, Leanne, since you need to go, we'll start with you. Where do you like people interacting with you?
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, Making Faces by Leanne Rubin.
Awesome.
Very
You
talented.
can find The Other Side of Midnight on Instagram too for the show.
Sounds good. And we have links in the show notes up above or down below. What about you, Joe? Where do you like people interacting with you?
Facebook, Instagram, outside midnight. Some of my camera's kind of crooked. Sorry. Yeah.
Sounds good. Chris?
So I could be found on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under my production company, which is Stories in Motion. You find all my films and everything I'm working on these days. So
very cool. Wilmouse, do you have social media?
Not at the moment, but I'm working on it. See, it's tough because we're actually trapped in the 70s, so it's tough to find a typewriter that has Twitter on it. But if you ever happen to come across the Ruby Saber of Zoomacalis, you can send me any type of message you want. I have the other side of it, so I'll be able to communicate back and forth. And yeah, I think that's it. Angelina, I will get your information and have it sent back to me in Demonshire.
Patsy.
Well, I can be found here and hi, Wilmouse. Hello. I can be found here. I can be found Throwdown Thursday podcast.com with all of my social media, all the stuff. Of course, the Dorkening right behind me. You can find all my shows, including this one, Throwdown Thursday, Shark Bites, The Loudest Sports Show, tons and tons of stuff that we do all our latest news and articles on throwdownthursdaypodcast.com, all the Facebook groups for each one of those things as well.
All right.
And for me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. But what you will find is I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network, which we have over 30 shows on the network. And we're also partnered with Hellfire Radio. So if you're watching Hellfire Radio right now, or Hellfire Entertainment, you are seeing us right now through them. And also on the Dorkening Podcast Network, head on over to thedorkening.com, which you can find all the shows on the network. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Definitely check out The Other Side of Midnight in March. And we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, guys.